Alright guys, let's talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum on the channel tonight. There's not really anything of interest pumping tonight because we do have a big red candle for Bitcoin, unfortunately. Now, if we zoom in here, we can see that we didn't quite hit this resistance up here at 112,450. This is a daily resistance, so it's not that strong usually. Now, we have seen a lot of resistance here lately, and we do have this support below us. This is a weekly support right now. And this is at 109,205. Now, we do have a small win where we have actually broken through this trend line a couple of days ago. We are still above that trend line, but I do feel that if we lose 109,205, we would probably fall through this trend line pretty quickly. Now, if we look at this in a little bit more long-term view, we do kind of have this M pattern. So let me show you this M pattern here that kind of formed. And I know it isn't the most beautiful M pattern because we do have this, deviation, but we did break down. Now, if we take a look here, let's just draw the technical target. And it's not going to be exact, but this is going to be close enough, I would say. Now, the technical target would actually be down here at about 105. So we've gone down to a low of about 107, let's say 340. But we haven't really met that target. We've fallen about $2,200 short of that. But anyways, that is just a technical target. It doesn't mean we're going to hit it, but maybe we do. We still have a chance. But anyways, let's see what happens tomorrow. We do have a lot of economic data coming out. And anyways, let's jump over to this CME gap that we need to mention. We still have a CME gap above us. It's about $2,625. Last week, about $400, I think, got filled up. But this week, we've fallen, a little bit short. So the high was about 113,215. So that's well short of about 114,260 where this gap begins. Now, the good thing is, like I said, this is to the upside. It's not to the downside. We don't have a gap to the downside. On Monday, we actually filled that small gap that we made over the weekend. And, we still have a green candle. That's a good sign. But, we do have a long wick here, so it does mean there's a lot of downward pressure on Bitcoin still. Ethereum, on the other hand, does look a little bit more ugly than Bitcoin at the moment. It has fallen through $4,300, this support right here. But keep in mind, this is a weekly support. So, as long as we keep our weekly candle above this line, which means from Sunday to Monday night, then that's okay. It shows that it's still support. Now let's put this on a weekly time frame and see what has happened. You can see that it did support us the past couple of weeks, and we'll see if it ends up being support this week. But again, the more we hit this line, the weaker it's going to get. So we do have a couple of daily supports also right below this. And the next weekly support is down here at about $4,200. Now, I want to look at just one indicator for Ethereum here. Now, I'm looking at the MEXC on a monthly time frame, and what we can see, the blue line has been as high as about 1,000 up here. And right now, it's sitting at about 325. It's not even as high as this local area here. So, basically, you have this high at about 400 back in like June, July. And I do think it is going to surpass this. Now, how much higher will it go? No one can tell you that. Will it go as high as 1,000? Maybe. But again, I do think it will surpass this local high. But I wouldn't be surprised if we come somewhere in the middle, honestly. But only getting two dark green candles here, I think we're still going to see a little bit more momentum to the upside for Ethereum, maybe even 2-3 months more, maybe 4, and then you're going to see a lot of the money go into the other altcoins. Also, one more thing to point out here, guys. We are getting a little bit of a cool off here in September. Now, I know it's only been 4 days. We have this tiny red candle. People are freaking out. They're saying it's over. But look here. We had a giant run up. Then we had a little bit of a cool off. Now we just had 2 months where we ran up very high. And we're getting a small pullback, maybe a little bit, of a retest basically of this area. And maybe we even come down to retest this box because this is where we tend to fail. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we even come down to the top of this box and get a large bounce. Now, I do think, we will go up higher than the all-time high here for Ethereum. How high? My estimate is, maybe about $6,000, $7,000. The Fibonacci here says that it can go as high as about 16,800. So if we zoom out, that's really high. I don't expect to go that high. But yeah, I would probably say we can at least get through this blue area and maybe a little bit, maybe about midway into this red area maximum. Now, if we go back to Bitcoin too, I do need to say that I don't think Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher. My prediction was always between $80,000 to $120,000. Now, okay, we did exceed $120,000, but just barely. Now, I made this prediction like a couple of years ago, guys, when I first started this YouTube channel. Now, on the Fibonacci, this says it can go as high as about $220,000. Now, is it going to make it that high? I don't think so. Not this time. Probably in the next bull run. I do believe it could. But, right now, I wouldn't be surprised if it squeaks out another all-time high. But probably it's not going to be above this red here in this Fibonacci. So we're talking about $144,000. I always said that it could be 150 if we have a mega bull run and we have the right conditions. Now, do we have the right conditions? I think we're somewhere in the middle. We have a lot of institutions jumping in, but I'm just not seeing retail come in. So I think there's interest more from companies, and just there's not so much like the last bull run with retail, unfortunately. Now, the total market cap is going down today, unfortunately. We find ourselves at 3.74 trillion. So we are struggling right now with this 3.74 trillion mark. We just find ourselves slightly below that, but this is a daily resistance, so we can easily get above that probably. Now, if we go to the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, just kind of consolidating here between 1.62 trillion to the upside and 1.51 trillion to the downside. So we have kind of a doji candle here so far, sitting at 1.55 trillion. But I would like to see us take out 1.62 and then 1.71. And then we'll be making pretty much new all-time highs with this total market cap excluding Bitcoin. Unfortunately, the Bitcoin dominance, though, is a raging bull at the moment. So we have gone back above this line here, this 58.61. We're still not as high as this wick right here, which is still a good sign, but it looks like it wants to take that out, maybe even tonight. But hopefully not. Again, we still have 3 days and 4 hours on this. So let's see. Maybe we lose these lines once again. But if we look, look at the long term here. I mean, look at the last several weeks. We have gone down pretty heavily. Last week, this was a retest. And yeah, it did manage to hold. So again, is this going to be a retest of this? Maybe so. I hope so. Because I would like to, make our way down to 56.77. That is the next support here. And this would mean thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in a lot of people's pockets, like mine. Unfortunately, USDT dominance is also a raging bull at the moment. So people are actually selling their crypto and putting their crypto into USDT and holding it. So if we look at this on a weekly time frame, it's still a red candle. But yeah, we did have a really big week last week, but we are getting a bounce right now, so that's not actually a good sign. Despite the USDT dominance and the Bitcoin dominance, though, the altcoin season index has only gone down from a 63 to a 61 once again. As I said in the video last night, it's just kind of bouncing between those two numbers. But I do expect this to go down probably tomorrow, especially looking at the Bitcoin dominance. It's just gone up so much. Now, the liquidation heat map, like in this form, you have 284 million have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. That's not too bad. Now, if we look at the liquidation heat map in this form, You know, there is a little bit more liquidity above us, so we would probably take that out at about 111,800. We don't really have much below us, so that's a good thing. Fear and greed at neutral right now at a 51, so we have gone down from greed yesterday at a 55. We get the next update in about 4 hours. Now, the bull market peak indicators, the sell at the top, you can see I just refreshed this. It's 0 from 30 have been hit. It's still 100% hold. If you look at the Pi cycle top indicator, it's still about 58% progress. Now, like I said, some of these are about 80% progress. I think nothing is in the 90s. But some of these are just really stupid, guys. So we can throw out probably, 2, 3, 4 of these indicators. But still, 0 from 30 have been hit. That is why I am not selling anything. Now, tomorrow is going to be a little bit eventful. We do have average hourly earnings. We got non-farm payrolls. This is probably the most important thing tomorrow. We also have private non-farm payrolls. We have unemployment rate. And yeah, let's see what tomorrow brings economically. That will play a big role in the next interest rate cut, guys. So it has actually gone up to almost a 98% chance at the moment. And we do have this meeting in a little bit less than 13 days right now. So yeah, it is looking like at least a quarter-point cut. Now, keep in mind, we still have one CPI and one PPI as well before this meeting. According to Trueflation now, we are under 2%. As you see, we lost 0.04, so that's a good thing. We have gone under the goal of the Fed, but unfortunately the Fed doesn't go by Trueflation. So anyways, if we look at crypto bubbles, not looking too good. Only M is up pretty big today. I'm not sure what's going on there. I looked at it earlier. Didn't see any news, actually. I just did a video on this. Not many people watched that video. About I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Anyways, let's go on here now. Coinondo, again, guys, it's still not working properly. If I type something here like TRX or ADA, for example, it's not going to give me that list. But you do have the top 100 coins here. So yeah, if you were looking for Tron, for example, it's here. You just click on it and you can find the staking deals. But you can't find anything lower than I think about 101 or 102 here. Unfortunately, right now. I don't know what's going on with their website, guys. I don't have anything to do with it, unfortunately. But yeah. And anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Check out some of those deals that I have below, guys. I have it in the description. I have 10 exchanges that I have partnerships with. Of course, if you use my links, I do get some commission. It's pennies. Unless you're a mega trader, guys. Now, this keeps me motivated. It helps keep this channel going. And yeah, we also have Moodix here, guys. You can get a free 7-day trial, and you can follow me on X here. And guys, I really appreciate all your support. We're almost getting, 1,600 subscribers now. So yeah, it's really amazing, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.